So, big mistake that we make as homeowners, we start cutting trees around our home. Now, this is not a one season advice, but when you buy a home, when you build a home, don't start cutting trees around it. Actually, one of our neighbors, he cut some trees and he was going to cut more trees. All of a sudden, he stopped cutting more trees. He said, Sanjeev, my AC budget went up so much. But meat industry, you know how much it affects the heat in the thing, the water that it takes for them to cultivate, to produce meat, to serve these animals that they kill later.
Wow, wow, didn't think
So
of that.
vegetarianism actually is excellent also to save ourselves the planet.
I cannot stand in a very dark home. So some of my lights will be, blinds will be open. But what the rooms you're not using, because not every room is being used during the day, like shut those blinds down. So if you're going to be downstairs, shut the bedroom blinds down so that at least the upstairs is cooler than it's supposed to be. Heat rises, so upstairs is always going to be much warmer. The animals are also thirsty during this time. Yesterday, my sprinkler system was on and it was so sweet. I saw like 6-7 birds running around the sprinklers, like just playing with them because it's water and they're thirsty too. Right. And so just remember that those animals are also thirsty. So keep.
Hello and welcome to another segment of Real Estate On Track with Sanjeev and Alka Aneja, the brother-sister team at On Track Realty. We are happy to have you back again with us. And hello Alka, how are you?
Good, Bhaiya. How are you?
Good. So as you can see, Pia is not in today.
Yes.
And so we are recording again on our own.
Absolutely. Miss you, Pia.
So, few things to talk about, but let's talk about hot weather today.
Yes. Oh my God.
This week and probably next week.
And summer is still to come.
Yeah,
so.
and the summer is still to come. So weather is hot. What do we do when the weather is so hot? Precautions. When you have a home, what you can do to keep your home cool, what you can do to keep yourself cool and stay safe and healthy. So any things you want to add, and then we'll keep on adding on.
Obviously. Of course. So something that happened to me is when the heat wave started, all of a sudden my AC was not working. So it was so hot in the house. I said, okay, let me just look.
So it's amazing. These things stop working when you need them the most.
Yes, of course. So I went downstairs. The first thing I thought of was the filter. And I said, oh, let me go check the filter. So I checked the filter. The filter
So tip number 1, check your filter before the AC stops working or heat stops working. If you go to check after the fact, it's little too late.
Yes, yes. And we went there.
Change it often. There are filters that are 1 month filters, 3 months filters, 6 months filters. So know which filter you're using based on the furnace and change it often. So that's good tip. Tip number 1.
Yeah, the thing is that the AC guy told me that during this summer months, you have to change even a good filter every month. He said because the AC is working so hard that it's important that you do that. If you don't, it ices up. The furnace ices up for you. And now, of course, we have to pay for the AC person to come in. So tip number 1 is make sure you change your filter once at least every season. And then in the peak winter times, more often, and peak summer times, more often.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then what else?
Well, there's so many tips, right?
Yeah, so let's start with, I'll give one tip.
Yes, we'll go back and forth with each other.
Yeah. So big mistake that we make as homeowners, we start cutting trees around our home. Now, this is not a one season advice, but when you buy a home, when you build a home, don't start cutting trees around it. Actually, one of our neighbors, he cut some trees and he was going to cut more trees. All of a sudden, he stopped cutting more trees. He said, Sanjeev, my AC budget went up so much.
Oh,
because
really?
the trees cool down the environment.
Yes.
See, trees are God's best gift.
Yes.
They give us oxygen, they absorb carbon dioxide, and they give us the shade.
That's right.
They give the nest to the birds, they give a place for birds to live. Trees are an asset that shouldn't be cut. If you go to places that are concrete, If you go to Delhi, India, if you go to New
Yeah,
York,
any desert
you go to New York
yeah.
City,
Yeah.
these people, there are no trees there. There is nothing green to give us, protect the environment.
Absolutely.
That's why this heat keeps on going up.
Yes.
We blame it on gasoline cars and all. Those are the effect. But the cutting of trees is the biggest thing. The second thing they talk about, and unfortunately we're not going to talk about that today, or fortunately, but meat industry. You know how much it affects the heat in the thing, the water that it takes for them to cultivate, to produce meat, to serve these animals that they kill later.
Wow, wow, didn't think
So
of that.
vegetarianism actually is excellent also to save or self the planet. But
Well, I mean, it also
I know
is-
taste buds come in and all that, so we will not go there. But trees, plant trees instead of cutting trees.
Yes.
Don't be shy if the branches are all over and you have to clean the leaves. Look at what you have saved in return.
Yes.
Plus trees add that beauty. Please, trees add that shade for us too if we want to sit under the tree. In
They're
fact,
also for water retention. So when you're cutting down trees, know that the roots of those trees were absorbing the water from your soil. So if you're now removing that, know that there may be a water issue that you may have in a basement when it rains a lot. So it's the trees are not only giving you shade, but the roots are doing the job of absorbing water.
Right.
So don't rush to do all of those things.
one of the sad part of new construction is just that.
Yes.
Many trees are being killed left and right. They are being cut left and right to put those new big homes or homes developments and all. So it is a sad fact, but again, you cannot control the development.
Yes.
You can control your own home. Be surrounded by trees. Have as many as you can. They add charm. I mean, when I go on a street that is full of trees,
Yeah.
I love them.
Yes.
I mean, that street, you go to downtowns of many
Yes, it looks
downtowns,
beautiful.
The tree line is so beautiful, and you can have that in your home. Now, let's say you don't have big trees, you don't want big trees. You can put banana trees, you can put other trees, and they won't last in the winter, but in the winter, you don't need them as much.
Yeah. And speaking of trees, we want to make sure that when you're watering your plants and flowers and trees, you water them in the morning or in the evening. Don't water those, your foliage in peak summertime or peak sun times. Want to make sure that when it's pretty cool in the morning and pretty cool in the evening is
there
when
are
you
two
do it.
reasons for that, obviously. A, it saves you from being out in the heat.
Yeah.
Second, the evaporation of water doesn't happen as much during the morning and evening. In the summertime, in the afternoon, the water is starting evaporating too.
Yes.
So the effect doesn't go to the roots as much. So different reasons, but more for your protection.
Yes.
Early morning, late evening, the sun is down and you're not getting sick.
Yeah.
Because of that heat.
Absolutely.
The heat wave or whatever we call it.
And when the sun is out, try to shut down all your blinds so that whatever your AC that you do have turned on is conserved in the house. I cannot stand in a very dark home. So some of my blinds will be open. But what the rooms you're not using, because not every room is being used during the day, like shut those blinds down. So if you're going to be downstairs, shut the bedroom blinds down so that at least the upstairs is cooler than it's supposed to be. Heat rises, so upstairs is always going to be much warmer.
So natural light in a home is the best light.
Yes.
Personally, I don't like to shut any blinds at all, but your tip is perfect. If it's hot weather like this and the sun is hitting your windows, best is to stop it before that sun is heating the home inside.
That's right.
Otherwise, in good weather,
Of course.
keep your blinds open. Let the natural light makes the mood so good.
Absolutely. It's
So-
proven. It's a
Right.
it's a proven psychological proven study.
Right.
That sunlight will brighten your day. It gives you cortisol. And
Exactly. If you look at rainy days for a few days in a row, you feel dull. You feel exhausted.
So there was a study that people who live in Seattle, because it's always rainy and cloudy, statistically tend to be diagnosed with depression more so than any other state. Because they are not.
Right. There are other causes of depression too.
Of course. And it's a study, and God knows who did it for what.
Right.
But that's what the study showed for that time. So sun
it
is a
a
good
true
thing.
study. It's a true thing. We all know that. We don't
Yes.
even need a study for that.
Yes.
You know, you can physically feel
Absolutely.
the thing. But talking about depression for a minute, depression is when we get attached to things too much. And the minute you start detaching yourself, the depression starts going away.
Well, it's also a chemical imbalance.
It's
so
a
both.
chemical imbalance
Yes.
in the doctor's world,
Yes.
because doctors only know one thing, and that is prescriptions.
Yeah.
Because that's what the medical industry is telling them.
That's right.
And that's okay. But imbalance, we have to, sometimes you go to the cause of something. We are treating the symptoms. We are not going to the cause many times.
Very
What
true.
is happening at home? What is causing, what nagging is causing at home? What other issues are happening at home? Slowly, then the brain chemicals may be getting messed up.
Yes.
Agreed. But what started it? What caused it? So it can be stopped when we start detaching from things,
Yeah.
and we stop wanting things that we don't need, because one thing adds to the other. So
Yeah,
it
I always say
has
it's like
nothing
a
to do with the
chingari.
heat.
Yeah, it has. It's like a chingari. We all have it. It's what environment we put it in where it becomes a
Yeah.
fire,
Yeah.
or it actually doesn't become a fire. So that was one thing.
Yeah,
But
the company we keep makes a big difference
Yes.
also, and a lot of time they say when you, if an apple is or tomato or apple or whatever, if apple is not, or
if it's
papaya,
kept with other bad apples.
yeah, if a bad apple will mess up good apples,
Yes.
but a apple will also ripen with other ripe apples too.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have a green tomato, you put with red tomatoes, it will start becoming red. What we do out there, and I think we're changing from heat.
Very, very much so.
So-
This is no longer heat related.
So when we allow one behavior, that behavior spreads.
Yeah.
You allow looting in the malls, the looting spreads all over. Unfortunately, that's the way. There is no excuse for it, but we allow it.
So now we'll come back.
Yeah. So
To this?
let's
Yes.
no, but it's good thing to remember.
Yes.
Environment makes a difference.
It does.
So going back to environment and trees,
Yes.
trees make a difference. See how I was bringing
Absolutely,
it
you're
all together.
absolutely bringing
It
back
had nothing
another
to do
thing
with
in the
looting
environment.
at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Another
so what
thing
else?
about
Yeah.
the environment is if you are, feeding the birds outside in your yard, make sure you put ice cubes in your water feeders so that that melts and gives them water, because the animals are also thirsty during this time. Yesterday, my sprinkler system was on and it was so sweet. I saw like 6-7 birds running around the sprinklers, like just playing with them, because it's water and they're thirsty too. And so just remember that those animals are also thirsty. So keep in mind for that as well.
Right. What else?
If you know of people who are elderly who may need some help during the heat, please check in on them. Everybody is aware of their neighbors. If you're not, you should be aware of your neighbors. See if there are elderly, just check in on them to make sure that they're doing okay.
Right. Hydrate yourself.
Hydrate, oh my God, huge.
Right.
Huge,
So-
number one probably.
Right. And sometimes it's actually when the heat is that much, obviously you cannot do it in the afternoon. But in the morning, if you want to go around your home and let the hose make your home wet a little, totally right. Let your driveway be wet. What it does is it cools down to
Easily.
begin with.
Yes.
Now you're cooling it down when it's 75, 80 degrees instead of waiting for 100, but that 100 doesn't get to 100 at that
Yes,
point.
yes.
But those surfaces, darker the surface, don't wear dark. See, dark colors absorb heat. So if you're wearing black in the heat, that will mess it up.
Absolutely.
The color you're wearing is light. It's a perfect color.
Yeah.
White colors, light colors.
But chicken curry is very good for the summer. So
Yeah. So what is that?
chicken curry.
Okay, I want to make sure people are not thinking chicken curry,
No,
and they're saying
chicken
okay.
curry.
Okay,
Bhaiya,
I want
come
to
on.
make I want to make sure, and people say, okay,
People
Alka
who
said
know a
chicken.
little bit about textile will know.
Okay, I just
Unlike
want to make
some
sure because I
people-
don't. So I
Yeah.
just want to make sure chicken curry. What is chicken
What am I
curry?
going to do with him?
So be vegetarian is good. We just talked about that before
Yes,
too.
sir.
What else?
I think just
No, you know what? And we are not preaching, unfortunately. If you're eating, you're eating. Nothing we say will matter. But animals cry. They cry when they see their baby being killed,
yes.
and they cry when they know they are being about to be killed. So they have emotions, and karma is playing. We don't know if we killed them, they killed us in last life and we are now killing them, or if we are killing them now and they'll kill us in next life for lives to come. Who knows? And it is what it is. Yeah.
Right.
So see, we didn't even start. We just started a topic, but we are going all over and talking about so many wonderful topics. I hope you enjoy this show a lot, and you learn from it, and you tell your friends about it. Not only is it recorded, it is then posted on YouTube on ITV Gold, and it is also posted on our OnTrack Realty website.
Absolutely.
www.ontrackrealty.com. So today, I believe we are recording our this 50th show today.
Oh, wow.
So there are 49 shows recordings on our website as we speak.
That's awesome.
You can go, there is so much information there. There's so much information at zero cost to you. There is so much information that you can use and apply as needed in your real estate transactions.
Absolutely.
And other things too. We've talked about a motivational book. We've talked about so many topics to cover. And we are happy. There are so many of you who tell us you're listening, you heard, you love the show, and we thank you for it, because that's what this show has been all about.
Absolutely.
To bring value. When you add value to other people, value gets added to you.
Absolutely.
When we tell you these things, it's actually reinforcing a lot of things. Imagine cutting a tree. If I had to cut a tree next time, I probably wouldn't. You know why?
Imagine if you ever wanted to eat meat, you probably couldn't.
Right. So I wouldn't.
How many times have you been tempted to do that?
I wouldn't cut it. What I'm saying is because we give that
I know.
advice. So you have to be so careful about it. And when you give advice or when you help
Absolutely.
people with some things, they automatically help you also. What else can we add to it? I mean, there's so many things.
There's so many things.
Maybe you have some tips that you want to share on our show when you see it, when you are watching that YouTube, or when you're seeing it, email it to us. Our website or our email addresses are right there.
Yeah.
And also you can call us, send us the message, whatever. We want to learn from you also.
Another tip is sprinklers. Make sure you turn your sprinklers on in the morning or in the evening. I see a lot of, when we're going around, I see a lot of people turning on their sprinklers in the middle of the day. That's the worst thing you can do for your lawn, because your lawn will get burnt. You should not be putting water on your lawn in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the day. Probably because the evaporation or whatever you were saying. I don't know the science behind it.
I don't know if lawn will get burned, but I don't know the
Yeah,
answer.
yeah, 100%.
Lawn will get messed up if you have your sprinkler on late in the night. Late in the night. You cannot be leaving the water late in the night.
Yeah.
But in the afternoon, I don't know, Alka, if the lawn will burn. I don't know. So if you're a lawn expert, you will probably know. But one thing I know is the water is not going deeper because it's evaporating much, or you're watering a lot more.
Yeah.
But in the night, late in the night, you do not want to water. In the evening, it's okay. Late in the night, when people at 11:30, 12, if you water those plants, the effect on the leaves and all, they start rotting with time. So not the best thing to do.
Yeah, mine's set up for like 5 a.m. in the morning.
Right. So yeah, if you're a sprinkler system, maybe check your timer. Maybe somebody's timer was off and they had it at wrong time.
Yeah, no, some people will do it. So that's just some advice for you. If you see anybody, I always keep cold water in your car. Like Paya said, be hydrated. Make sure you have some water in your car. Otherwise, this is a financial tip. Otherwise, you'll spend $2 for a bottle of water instead of the 25-cent bottle of water that you can get. And that's the biggest pet peeve of mine, is that I cannot spend that money.
Right. More than
water.
And again, $2, yes, very good tip. But also, now you have to get out in the hot weather to go to the store, get that water bottle. Here you prepare it slightly and they take care of it. Elderly people, elderly parents at home, elderly neighbors, take care of them. I mean, if you know that there is somebody who may need that help, be taking care of them. Make sure they have the resources.
You're not listening to me. I already said that.
Make sure there are resources. You said neighbors too?
Yes, I did already. You're not listening to me.
I guess I'm getting old.
Yeah, you're getting elderly. We have to take care of you also.
I know, take care of me, please. So, see, sometimes you don't even remember what you just said.
That's right.
But that's good reinforcement. I actually was trying to make sure you heard us before. So that's, I'm
Absolutely.
just kidding.
And
yes.
then what they always say is, and what this is what the AC guy told me, he said turn on your AC a little bit to a lower temperature in the morning so that when it's, and then close the shade so that the house is cooler and it's not working harder during the peak times. So he said that, you know what, if you generally put your thermostat at 74 degrees, put it down to 72 for a couple of hours in the morning, let the house cool down, and then you can turn it back to 74 in the middle of the day so the house is already cool and you're not wasting energy and your AC is not working so hard.
What you're about to hear is two things that are going to be opposite yet very advantageous. So what Alka is saying is in the morning, if you set it too high, the AC is not turning on for a while.
Yes.
In the meanwhile, the home is getting hotter.
Yes.
However, once that cycle has been established, if you love 74, please change your AC to 76 or 77. Don't leave it at 74 in such hot weather. Couple of reasons. A, there is a burnout problem.
Yes.
If everybody keeps their AC lower,
in the grid, yes,
the
absolutely.
grid will fall apart.
Yes.
Second thing is that when the AC is on, it is already on. When the AC is on inside the home,
yeah,
it is cold to begin with.
Yes, and it's maintained
and
a
when you make it
temperature.
low, it becomes colder and colder for no reason at all. So you're wasting energy for no reason. You're making the cold, you're shivering, then you're doing like this, you're getting sick. Not necessary at all. Go to the temperature. Actually, in weather like today, I make effort to go and purposely change it 2 degrees higher, 3 degrees higher. Even if you become this little uncomfortable than your normal, so be it. Let the fans circulate the air a lot in the home. Fans change everything. They cool the home much better with the AC on. Not only fan, with the AC on. You don't know about it, that's okay. I'm telling you, if you don't know about it, you should know about it.
No, you can't increase the temperature and then turn the fans on.
No. The fans are circulating the air. If the air doesn't circulate, see, if you have a 2-story home and a 1-zone air conditioning, downstairs will be colder, upstairs will be hotter. The fans will take the cold air, push it up if you circulate the air properly. It's very important. Also, another tip for summer, make sure your vents downstairs are closed, vents upstairs are open. See, if your vents are open down, all the air will come down, the air will not get up. So in the winter, you keep upstairs closed, downstairs open.
Heat rises, yes.
Right. In the summer, you keep downstairs closed, upstairs thing, because cold air travels up.
No, that I agree with.
Heat travels up, cold air comes down.
Heating 2 degrees higher than your comfortable temperature.
Yes, not only 2 degrees, I would say 3 degrees, you become a good citizen. You become a good citizen, and your AC is still on.
Charity begins at home.
Your AC is still on. So I thought we were giving tips, but I don't know what Alka is doing here. But whatever you decide what's comfortable and right for you.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that 2 or 3 degrees will never be missed inside the home. You will save the energy, but more than that, it's a collective. When everybody saves that 2 degrees in the neighborhood, the grid does not go through that thing. Sometimes little uncomfort is better than power gone away and total discomfort. It's a decision we have to make in life. You have to decide, do I want to be in 150 degrees outside fighting a war? I saw this slide someplace. Or soldiers are in places at 130 degrees in no air conditioning and fighting with all that gear that they're wearing. So we have become too used to stuff. And that's what it is. So I think we've said enough. You use it. We don't want you to be turning it high and then you faint. You use what is right for you. These were just the tips. Right, wrong, and different. And stay warm. Stay cool in the winter. In the summer, stay warm in the winter. So Alka, I know we have a 2-family home listed in North Edison that you just listed.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that too, please.
It's 10 Anita Avenue. It's 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath on one side with a 2 oversized car garage. and one bedroom, one bath on the other side. So it's perfect if you want to rent both out. It's perfect if you want to live in one and then rent the other out.
And again, it's North Edison Schools.
North Edison Schools, 850,000. It's close to parks, shopping, everything. It's a great opportunity. Not many come up in Edison. It's a great opportunity.
Right. There are not too many homes in North Edison that
are
multifamily.
multifamily. Yes,
Great.
absolutely. So if you're looking for something like that, give us a call, 732-494-2211.
Excellent. And now it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Namaste.
God bless you. Bye.